Riana here. Welcome back to the AMA Virtual Academy, where I'm teaching a masterclass on wellness for singers. In this first lesson, I'm going to show you 5 easy things that you can do to keep your voice strong and healthy, no matter if you're performing once a week or every single night across the world. If you consider yourself a singer first, then your primary instrument is your voice, your vocal cords. A lot of people, their primary instrument is like the piano, saxophone, drums, keys. We all know those instruments require a lot of care and maintenance, right? They require things like tuning, upkeep, rest, cleaning, protection. Our voices are no different. The difference is our vocal instruments are anatomical and invisible, meaning we can intuitively feel and hear what's going on, but we can't see or touch it. As singers, we're like professional athletes, where our ability to do our job well depends on the health of our body. So it's critical that you think of keeping your vocal health and hygiene in shape as if you were a physical athlete. Vocal hygiene is what we call the practice of caring for your vocal health. So let's dive in quickly to the top 5 things you can do to improve your vocal hygiene, and we'll dive a little deeper into how we can actually do these on the road in the next video. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, hydrate. The first thing on the list is hydration. This means drinking plenty of water and hydrating fluids throughout the day, every day, consistently. Your vocal cords are made of mucous membranes that are super fragile and really depend on a lot of hydration in order to properly phonate, vibrate, and produce the sound that you're hoping for. I recommend drinking at least half your body weight in ounces every single day at minimum. So that means if you weigh like 160 pounds, you're gonna wanna drink 80 ounces of water minimum per day. That's roughly 2.5 liters. This is 1.5 liters, so that's a lot of water. I personally consume a lot more than that, especially if I'm traveling in a really dry climate or desert, if I'm flying a lot on and off flights, or sleeping in hotel rooms. Those are always very dry. Number 2, sleep. Sounds so simple, right? So dreamy, but sleep is honestly one of the best ways to keep your voice in great condition. 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep a night is generally what's recommended for great health, but also for your vocal health. Especially if you're a singer, consistent bedtimes, awareness of time zone shifts and jet lag, and making sure that you're in a dark, quiet space where you really can rest is so critical. Even one weird night of sleep can really affect how you phonate and the inflammation around your cords. I'm a stickler for my sleep. Number 3, vocal rest. Vocal rest is what we call a period of time per day you designate to no phonating. That means making no noise with your voice. It's so important to be quiet and let your voice rest completely. Chronic coughing, habitual clearing your throat, these are things that can really damage your cords over the long run. So I urge you to make it a practice and a discipline to have vocal rest. Also, if you're not feeling well, it might be tempting to whisper. Whispering is one of the most dangerous and damaging things you can do to your vocal cords. It pushes air and air pressure through your vocal cords, and you're not going to be able to keep that control in phonating, especially if you're not feeling well already. The best thing is to just be quiet. As someone who's gone through laryngitis, if your voice is tired, just rest. Number 4, wet snacks. And the concept of this one is pretty simple. It's basically anything that is plant-based, nutritious, and wet. So think like watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, kombucha. I love this one because I love snacks. Ginger shots, green juice, grapes, fruit and veggie smoothies. Essentially, hydrating nutrition that you can consume in the hours leading up to your show that's not crumbly and dry like crackers or nuts that can sort of get lodged in your throat. What about dairy? I'm sure you've heard, don't eat dairy before you sing. That's because dairy is mucus forming for a lot of people. So it's gonna add a lot of mucus production in your cords, and it's gonna be tougher to sing through without like clearing your throat and all that good stuff that we don't need. So when you think about snacks, think about wet snacks before your performance. And number 5, warm up and cool down. Just like you would never do a super long run or a really intense workout without first warming up and cooling down after, why would you do a big performance without doing the same thing for your fragile little tissue in your throat? When we do domestic tours, my warm-up is literally no longer than 5 minutes, and it makes a huge difference in your ability to recover the next night. Cooling down after the show is something a lot of people miss out on, but it doesn't have to be complicated either. I'm going to walk you through in the next video exactly what I do for my warm-up and cool down, so you can follow along and hopefully have something in your back pocket for warming up and cooling down. So let's do a quick recap. Write these down if you haven't already. We're going to walk through our top 5 easy ways to improve your vocal hygiene. Number 1, hydrate. Number 2, sleep. Number 3, vocal rest. Number 4, wet snacks, my favorite. And number 5, warm up and cool down. So I would love to hear from you. What tips would you add to this list? And I'd love to hear from you on Instagram at Riana Nelson, or you can always send me a message through my website, riananelson.com. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in to AMA Virtual Academy. And once again, my name is Riana Nelson. I'm going to walk you through some really exciting things in the next video. I will see you over there.